and you did kind of mention prior to us recording that it kind of helped influence a little bit of some of the work that you're doing. It's called the Disengaged Teen, Helping Kids Learn Better, Feel Better, and Live Better. It's by Jenny Anderson and Rebecca Winthrop. Can you
Mhm.
tell us a little bit about that book and like how it's like maybe shape some of your views on some of the stuff that you're maybe doing in the classroom and why?
Yeah, that book is really good, by the way. I'll recommend it to any educator. It creates a taxonomy for teachers to view students
Mhm.
through. So it gives you an achiever, a passenger, a resistor, and of course, I'm going to space the last one. Anyway, it's a really good taxonomy. I'm totally spacing.
Right,
Nervous.
right, right.
Uh, but it was really interesting. Like the top of it for engagement is the explorer. You've
Right.
got people who just the achievers are the ones who I'm going to jump through any hoop you give me. You give me a worksheet, I'm going to fill it out. I'm going to do anything you want, and they're not really thinking for themselves. The passengers are similar. They're going to do the bare minimum, but they just want to skate by. The explorer is somebody who's like, I'm intellectually curious and I'm really going to go out on a limb. And the one that I identified with as a high school student was somebody who was a resistor.
Mhm.
I had very little autonomy outside of school. So when I got to school, there's a little bit of wiggle room there. It was more useful for me to skip class and exert my autonomy and go think or whatever with my friends than it was to actually say, oh, I'm going to do the same thing, jump through the hoop, jump through the hoop, jump through the hoop. And I think that's one of the things that educators, especially at the high school level, if we're traditionalists, we tend to do that. Like here's something to do, here's something to do. And it doesn't give the students the right and the autonomy to say, hey, this is where I want to take this. And my learning is okay to be intellectually curious. I'm not going to have to like meet exactly the expectation that you want. I'm going to go and solve a problem or whatever.
You know, it's interesting because you name these four things from the attack. I think you got three or four of them right away.
Yeah,
If
I
you
got all
ask
four,
me
but
if
yeah.
you ask me the five pillars of my own book, I can't remember. And I'm like, that's pretty impressive. So I actually pulled it up, and so it's resistor, passenger, achiever, and explorer. And just to kind of because I've never read this book, and I like just pulled this on a website just to kind of look up what you had mentioned. Is it like a spectrum of places, or is it like you can be anywhere? You're like, are you trying to get to the explorer stage? Like, what is it? What in that book? What do they talk about?
They do talk about like they define what the different kinds of learners look like, and they
Yeah,
do talk about how it is a spectrum and it is a fluid spectrum. You could
right.
be an explorer in one subject, and you could be, just a passenger in another subject.
Yeah.
I think as an educator, what I really want is students to be in charge of their own learning and to
Yeah.
be intellectually curious.